This is a quick video response to SaelPalani. Hello there, Sael. Did you know your name is almost an anagram of Sarah Palin? Almost. Anyway, this is a synchronicity video response, and I'm making it because I looked at the title of your most recent video on YouTube, and it's something like Pornified, and then you got a sentence after it. And in my hand at that time was this book, Pornified: How Pornography is Damaging Our Lives, which is one of my wife's books. And I've only skimmed it and it's crap, so I'm not recommending it. To be honest with you, I took it to the bathroom with me and should have left it there, it's rubbish. But it's just a kind of journalistic account, it's not very good really. But anyway, it did remind me of something which is kind of relevant to your video called Pornified. And it's just a story really about something that happened about 8 years ago. About 8 years ago I was invited to a school that my nephew goes to in South Manchester. He's not at school anymore, in South Manchester, and I was invited there to be a judge in a talent competition because they were looking for somebody who had something vaguely to do with theatre. And my brother-in-law, obviously knew I was in theatre or worked in theatre and had some kind of background in there, so volunteered me for it. I don't know what they were expecting. I guess they were expecting somebody like I don't know, somebody from the West End stage, but there's me with my background in experimental radical theatre, so I don't know, anyway. But yeah, so I spent about 7 hours, I guess, in this talent show. It was a bit like X Factor, American Idol, that kind of thing. That was the setup of it. There was myself, there was a principal of the school, there was this chap, and the head of the drama department, a very nice woman. And we watched this parade of acts. It was a school which had like a primary school and a secondary school connected, so the acts were kids ranging from 8 to about 14, I guess would be the oldest, but most at the lower end of that, most about 11 or 12. And there was 2 acts that stood out, and they stood out because they were different. One was this girl who was a comedian. She was fantastic. I thought she was a boy actually, she was just like a lad. And she was pretending to be a boy, she was dressed in boys' clothing and doing that thing. But she was really great. And then this other act stood out because it was these 2 young lads doing expressive dancing, and they stood out just for sheer courage, really. It was very strange. And every other act, and there was probably about 20, 25 other acts, were all girls, duets, trios, quartets, up to about 6 girls, all doing dance routines that they'd copied from MTV videos. That was it, one after the other, loads and loads and loads of them. And as I say, the age group was quite small, and they're all dancing to things like Christina Aguilera, Madonna, I don't know, just whoever's in the charts 8 years ago really. And I have to say, a lot of it was really age inappropriate. They were all wearing these skimpy things, loads of slapped makeup on. Yeah, very kind of tarty gear, to be frank with you. Yeah, and some of them could dance, some of them couldn't. A lot of the actions involving things like bump and grind, kind of routines, that kind of stuff. Lots of crotch grabbing going on. It was bizarre. I felt very strange about the whole thing. And to be honest, if I'd known what I was letting myself in for, I would have excused myself, because I felt like a bit of a paedophile. Felt a bit weird, watching young girls cavorting in an overtly sexual way. I felt very uncomfortable about that. The comedian won, and then a bunch of girls came second, and another bunch of almost exactly the same kind of girl came third. I think because they danced very nicely. The expressive dancing boys weren't even in the running, which I was a bit disappointed by actually, because I would have certainly put them in at second or third. So yeah, that was a bit odd. I suppose what it reminded me of, and this is tangential, I suppose a point of comparison. Where am I going with this? Yeah. I mean, the girls were really enjoying themselves. Every single one of them enjoyed themselves, as far as I could tell. Clearly wanted to be there. It was voluntary; they didn't have to be there. And would have been disappointed if anybody had said, go and put some proper clothes on, young lady. You know what I mean? And would have been quite rightly appalled by that. But what's the difference between that and saying to I don't know. It's a bit like the negative image of the burqa, isn't it? You know what I mean? When you put burqas on young girls, or when a culture effectively puts burqas on young girls at a very early age, and then they like it. I'm not trying to say that they've got false consciousness, because I know it's really, I don't know. It's just, I don't understand it, if I'm frank. But yeah. It did feel weird to grant these very young children the right to act in that way. It felt odd. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that really. I'd welcome thoughts, comments. SaelPalani.